Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and today I'll be doing an unboxing and taking a quick look here at the Alcatel 3X 2019. Let's get it started. Okay, so this is the Alcatel 3X 2019. This is a fairly new device by Alcatel. Also, if you like this kind of content, be sure to hit that like button. Also, consider subscribing, hitting that bell for notifications. I sure appreciate it. Now, getting right in with this phone, it does show some specs here on the back of it. However, I really can't read everything that it's saying here, so I got to kind of go by the specs here online. Now, this phone has a 6.52-inch 720 by 1600 pixels. This phone does have the 20:9 aspect ratio with 269 pixels per inch. It is IPS LCD. This phone also has glass front and rear. I'm not exactly sure of the glass used on this device, but it does show here that there is glass on the front and the rear of this phone. Now, this phone does run Android 9 Pie, has a MediaTek Helio P23 processor with a Mali G71 GPU. Now, this phone has 4 gigabytes of RAM with 64 gigabytes of internal storage, and you can add a micro SD up to 128 gigs. There's also another version that has 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, this phone can only be used on GSM networks like AT&T and T-Mobile. So if you use Verizon or Sprint, unfortunately, you can't use this phone. But the LTE bands are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12, 13, 17, 28, and 66. So plenty of bands there that you can use here on this device. Now, this phone has a triple camera setup. The main camera is 16 megapixel wide angle with an aperture of f1.8. Also has an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens at f2.2. Also has a 5 megapixel depth sensor. Also has a dual LED dual tone flash and records at 1080p at 30 frames per second. The front camera is the 8 megapixel wide angle lens at f2.0. Has Bluetooth 4.0, has an FM radio, GPS. It says it's got NFC. Also has Type-C, has a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner, a 4,000 milliamp hour non-removable battery with 10-watt fast charge, and it comes in multiple colors. And the price of this phone is around $170 US. So we're going to see just what this phone has in store. That's all the specs I could find right now on this device. Now, looking at the packaging here, this is some of the worst packaging I've ever seen in my life. I'm not really sure if it was Alcatel or Amazon. I really don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and open the box up here. And right up top, you'll see this is not a very good presentation, to be honest with you. The phone is here on top, so we'll go ahead and pull the phone out and put it to the side and see what and all else does come in the box. So you got a lot of stuff in here. You got just some booklets, this here, the Alcatel 3X instruction manual there, some safety guides, quick start guides, plenty of booklets here if you want to read all of this. There you go. Also has a protector here for your screen. Also has a case. Really nice to see. Just a regular gel skin case here. Always nice to see that on these devices. Also, got your SIM ejection tool right here. Got your Alcatel branded charger. You also have what looks to be a Type-C charger right there. And it looks like you get some Alcatel branded earbuds right there. So a lot of nice stuff that comes to the box here with this device. So I'll go ahead, put all this away, and we'll look at the phone. Okay, so the phone is now in hand. You can see a lot of the specs here that I mentioned off earlier. If you want to read over those one more time, you can. On the left side here, you got a Google Assistant button. You have your SD and SIM card tray there. On top, you got a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and you got a secondary microphone there. On the right, you do got a power button as well as your volume rocker. On the back is your triple camera setup with your flash. You also have your fingerprint scanner there. And on the bottom, you got your microphone, USB Type-C charging connector there, and bottom firing speaker. Now looking here on this camera, for some reason the phone looks blue. However, this is called jewelry green. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure why this camera is showing it being blue, but it definitely is green when you're looking at it here in person. So let's go ahead and remove this back protector here. Just like that, and also the front. So we'll go ahead and power this phone on. Alright, got Alcatel there, powered by Android. Like I may mention, this phone is called jewelry green, but it looks blue in every way. Looking at it in person, it does have a hint of green to it. But I've tried different cell phones to get that green look, and I just can't get any phone to show the greenness of this phone. So it does look blue, but it is in fact a very mixture of green and blue. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this phone here all set up, and I'll come back when it's finished. Okay, so we're all set up now and ready to go. Looking here at the back here, you'll see Alcatel with TCL communications. Let's go ahead and check out that fingerprint scanner. Got that all set up. Let's check it out now. And it works. Power is on just fine. It's decently fast. Not bad at all. Also has face unlock. Let's go ahead and check that out right now. And yeah, unlocks just fine. No problems, no issues. Unlocks the phone just fine. But now we're on the home screen, and just, by first boot up, it does feel pretty smooth. Does have some bloatware, on the phone. Has some games like Modern Combat 4, Motocross, got Netflix installed, stuff like that. Has a weather, office suit, stuff like that. I'm sure some can be disabled, some can be uninstalled and stuff of that nature. Has all your Google stuff here as well that you see here, so all that is installed and ready to go. Also get your tools app up here for file manager, calculator, weather, sound recorder, compass, radio, and support center. Also, like I said, your games, stuff of that nature. Your apps, it says welcome to apps, so we'll just get out of that for right now. Browser, Facebook's always installed for some reason, and all that kind of good stuff there. Pull the drop down here, and if you pull the drop down, usually whenever you swipe down once, it brings a little, just a few toggles, but this brings up everything. You got to actually swipe this way here to get your notifications. So that could be a little bit of annoyance to some people, being that, whenever you swipe down on your phone, you expect to see notifications and a few toggles. But in this case here, you got to swipe over to get notifications. But anyway, you got your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mute, auto rotate location, airplane mode, got a flashlight hotspot, screen recorder, iComfort mode, not disturb, data saver. You can also go in here and edit those as well. And the extra stuff is reading mode. So yeah, pretty much about all there is in that. Let's go into the settings and browse around here for a little bit. So you got your network and connections here, cellular network, data usage, hotspot and tethering, VPN, printing, private DNS, stuff like that. Display, you got home apps, you got your launcher and simple launcher. You got your navigation bar here. So you have full screen gestures, your buttons, your button layout, background colors, all kinds of stuff here you see in this phone. Got your advanced features here for app cloner, screen recorder, function shortcuts, gestures. So you got your three finger screenshot, like that right there, works just fine. Quick launch camera by pushing the power button twice, and your Google Assistant key over on the side, turn that on or off. It looks to me like you cannot redirect that to anything else, so I'm going to turn that off for right now. And also one-handed mode. Smart Manager here. We'll go ahead and check the device out, get notifications. You got your battery here, you got smart mode, normal saving mode, and super saving mode. Really nice stuff there. You also got your storage, has 64 gigabytes of storage, and only 9.7 gigabytes has been used out of 64 gigs. So yeah, not much out of that. Also, you got 4 gigabytes of RAM, 1.6 gigabytes of RAM has been used. So plenty of, RAM here in this device. Also in system, you have your system updates, update apps, language and input, date and time, and about phone. We are running Android version 9 with August 5th, 2019 security patch. So yeah, that's about all there is in the settings here on this device. Swipe up here for your app drawer, and it feels very quick. It feels very fast and very fluid. Let's go into the dialer here for a moment. Got call protection, all that kind of stuff, blah, blah. We'll skip all of that. And here is just your standard dialer, but you got a little video dialer icon down there as well. So nice stuff there. Going to the keyboard. This looks just like regular Gboard here. And yeah, nice stuff there. Got all of your emojis here as well. So plenty to choose from. You know, plenty of emojis to use if you want to use those. The camera will go in here, and we'll see how the camera looks and everything. At your aspect ratio, HDR, automatic on or off, self-timer, your flash. You got auto, portrait, and wide mode. So go into wide mode here. And yeah, I can't really tell it on camera here about wide mode, but then you got portrait mode, got auto mode, and more. Automatic, portrait, wide, panorama, manual, filter, time-lapse, light trace, and you also got AR emoji, so I'll show you that here in a moment. Going to the settings here, you got your photo size, 16 megapixel, and it drops down from there. Video, recording full 1080, 720, or 480, all at 30 frames per second. You got video stabilization, this electronic image stabilization, screen detect, volume button, function, one-handed mode, grid, storage for your phone or SD card, whatever you have in the phone. Let's go to the front facing. Let's actually go to the video and see if there's anything else. You also got video, portrait, and wide, and more here as well. Same stuff that you've seen before, nothing really different there. Now we'll go to the front facing camera and see what we have going on in here. So you got your video. Let's go and change it back to camera. There we go, got it to camera. Now we got your more here, the AR emoji. So you can actually go in here and you can just choose. I'm looking at it right now and you see that it's working. You can see the mouth moving there as I'm talking. You can also choose between, you know, all kinds of different things there. Yeah, so pretty cool stuff there. Yeah, a little gimmicky, but hey, it is what it is, right? So anyway, let's go into more. Same stuff here, light trace, filter, portrait, wide, all that kind of stuff there. And the settings here, 8 megapixel face beauty, video with also full 1080, 720, or 480, and all that kind of good stuff there. So I will definitely be checking out the camera quality here of this device. But, you know, overall, it feels like just your normal standard, you know, budget device. This phone costs between $150 to $170. Triple camera setup back there. Definitely going to try that out. It also says something about a night mode. I didn't see that nowhere in the camera settings here. But it does show that it does have a night mode enabled on this device. Yeah, I'm not really seeing it here anywhere, but I'm guessing if it says it's there, it must be there somewhere. So anyway, yeah, this is just the Alcatel 3X 2019 unboxing and first look. If this was helpful and informative in any way, hit that like button. Any questions that you may have, leave it below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.